Hello. So I was going to do a video blog, and here I am doing a video blog, or a vlog, or whatever you want to call it. Yes, I'm sorry to disappoint you that this is what I look like when I haven't had the joys of being able to adjust stuff on Photoshop. It's horrible. I know I'm likely to lose followers now. I'm sorry. But what was I going to talk about? I'm usually more articulate than this. Actually, that's a lie. I'm not. That's why I love the internet, is that I can actually type and think about what I'm going to say, and then delete things, and then say them in a more interesting and amusing way, which is the trick of being a writer, really, I guess. But Eating Clouds suggested I talk about what comics mean to me and why I think we should have them. So comics mean a lot to me. I've been reading comics for as long as I can remember. When I was a little tiny lad, younger than my own kids now, my granddad used to buy me comics every week. He used to get them the Beano at first, and then Lookin', and then later on my dad started getting me a comic every week, and that must have been Return of the Jedi first, and then Transformers, and then Action Force. And at some point I picked up the Secret Wars, the UK Secret Wars reprints, but I don't think I bought them as they came out. I stumbled across just a pile of back issues and bought a load of them, and I loved that. That got me into proper superhero comics. And I know that there are comics fans out there who will hate the fact that I just said proper superhero comics, but I love superhero comics, and I'm unashamedly love superhero comics, and I guess people who read my comics can tell that. Here at 9 to 5 comes from a place of deep love of superhero comics, which is why I think it so successfully sends them up, because they're what I love, and I don't think you can really lampoon anything unless you have a deep and abiding love for it. So there you go. Comics meant a lot to me. I remember, talking about Secret Wars. That, in the fine tradition of Marvel UK reprints, had the main feature at the front, which was Secret Wars, and then as a backup strip, because all the Marvel UK stuff had backup strips. In Transformers it was stuff like Rocket Raccoon and Shang-Chi and really bizarre Machine Man, the Barry Windsor Smith Machine Man, which was, just real bizarre, cutting edge stuff, really, as a backup in a licensed comic, which, kudos to whoever was running Marvel UK at the time for doing that, which was probably Richard Starkings, I think. I could be wrong, and I probably am, and somebody will correct me and I'll feel a fool. But yeah, where was I? Secret Wars. In the backup of one of the Secret Wars comics was reprint of Uncanny X-Men issue, was it 183, which is He'll Never Make Me Cry. Not She'll Never Make Me Cry, no. He'll Never Make Me Cry. Which is the issue where Colossus dumps Kitty Pryde. And for me, it was the moment where I realised that comics could be, and to a certain extent should be, more than people fighting each other, and action and adventure and all that stuff, which I love, but they could be about people having very real feelings. And I must have been maybe 8 when that came out, when I read that. I mean, younger than my oldest now, which is crazy. And that was the point, I guess, where Kitty Pryde obviously became an important character for me, and in my life, and I guess I started looking for my own Kitty Pryde there, who I could treat better than Colossus did, which for those of you who know me well will explain far too much about me, I think. So comics mean a lot to me, and I could give you a million other anecdotes about what they mean to me, and how they've been significant in my life, and how I went from having a collection of 3,000 comics to having hardly any. But that's by the by, and I don't want this to go on too long because I don't know how long it takes to upload and stuff and blah blah. And this is the first time I've done this and blah. I say blah a lot. Yes. We're going to lose so many followers after I post this. Okay, so the other half of the question was, why should we have comics? I think we should have comics for a lot of reasons. I think it's almost a strange question to ask. I think it sometimes comes from a place of thinking that comics are a cheaper or a lesser version of books because they're words with pictures, and that makes them less in some people's minds. But they're a thing in and of themselves. They're not like books. I've written prose, and writing prose is a completely different thing to writing comics. I mean, radically different, and it's a completely different thing to writing for film as well. I've known a lot of people who think it's almost a still version of films, and it's not a still version of films. It's a different beast entirely. But I think that the marriage of words and pictures is a very ancient art form, and predates the novel. I mean, you look at Egyptian wall friezes, and there you've got pictures and words together telling a story simultaneously, and I think it's an ingrained part of our culture as a race, as human beings, which is incredibly pretentious thing to say, but so what. And I think it's a great way to get people reading, not just kids, everyone reading, and people should read more. And I love watching my kids read comics. I know that might be weird, but even more than watching them read novels, and they do read novels, but there's something about comics that sparks the imagination. That's different. I'm not going to say better or anything like that. It's just different from novels and from films and from any other kind of media. It's almost hard to explain. Why should we have comics? We should have comics because they make the world a better place. They can explore themes and present ideas in a different and unique way from any other medium or media, whichever. I don't know. And that's why we should have them, because they're unique. They're not less than prose. They're not less than movies. They're what they are, and why should we not have a diversity in ways of expressing ourselves? That's why we should have comics. Because it's another form, another way for people to express ideas and concepts, and to explore who and what we are, which is a good thing. And I've already waffled too long, I'm sure, so I'll stop now and attempt to upload this and probably fail and swear a lot. But feel free to ask me more about any of this stuff in my ask box. You all follow me, so you know I love getting messages in my ask box, because I'm an attention seeker. That's what us creative writing people generally are. We wouldn't put ourselves out there and do stuff if we didn't like the attention. Ha ha ha. I know everybody's different, but that's me. Hey. Yes. And that's everything, I think. Until next time, when I will endeavour to and ah less. Bye bye.